Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question for today is write in detail about different phases of growth and growth curve. Okay. And also explain determinate and indeterminate types of growth in crop with suitable example. So we have to discuss about different phases of growth. Okay, and we have to also discuss about growth curve, and we have to also discuss about determinate and indeterminate types of growth in crops with suitable example. So let's see how we can approach the answer. So in the introduction part, we can mention about the plant growth, what growth is actually. Growth, so growth is a quantitative irreversible increase in size or volume. It will be the simplest definition of growth. Quantitative irreversible increase in size or volume. So let it be human being only. So what we do when we grow, when from our childhood to our adulthood, when we grow, our height grows, our the size of our organs grow. So that is quantitative. That can be measured. We can measure our height. Irreversible. If suppose we at 10 years we were let it be 100 centimeter, and at 18 years we are now 160 centimeter. So it has growth, but it is irreversible. It will be not the case that in 28 years we will be again 100 centimeter. So once we grow to 160 centimeter, that is irreversible. Okay, so that thing we should mention. So the growth is quantitative irreversible increase in size or volume. So this is what growth is. Now phases of growth. So what happens when you see phase of growth? So there is one phase which has been mentioned in growth curve, but different to it or similar to it only. In growth curve, it is mentioned uh, uh, in the statistical terms such as lag phase, log phase, exponential phase. So those are statistical terms. So that you will discuss in growth curve because it is also asked in question. But directly when you see phases of growth, you can mention about the biological phases, that is meristematic phase. Meristematic phase, this is known as phase of cell division. Phase of cell division. So it occurs in apical meristems, that is the root tip and shoot tip, and here the division is by the mitosis. So here you will find that there is increase in cells. Instead of too much increase in size, there is the number of cells increase. This will be the meristematic phase. Second, we have elongation phase. Elongation phase. So here the new formed cells elongate and expand. Suppose in meristematic phase, a lot of cells have formed, but in elongation phase they will elongate and expand. Okay, this will be the elongation phase. It occurs after meristematic phase. Okay, and behind the meristematic zone. Suppose it is the root tip, it is the meristem. So behind the meristem or apical meristem, there will be elongation of stems or branches, anything. So that is elongation phase. Okay, so it is responsible for increase in root and shoot and root length of plants. Then we have maturation phase. So in maturation phase, what happens? The cells complete their enlargement and start specialization. Complete enlargement cells complete enlargement and specialization starts. That is, cells have reached to their growth amount, they have reached to their growth peak, and now they will specialize into various cells. For example, some cells will become xylem, some cells will become phloem. So this happens, specialization happens here. Here growth slows, but functional differentiation increases. Growth slows at this stage, but because the plant has reached maturity, but the functional differentiation increases. The functions of the plant increases. So this is the phases of growth in kind of biological terms. But when we see growth curve, we will just see here because your question is also asking about it. So when we see growth curve, so these biological terms have been mentioned in statistical terms. Okay, so we will see now growth curve. So when you see growth curve, so growth curve you will find the graph like this. This is known as sigmoid graph. Okay, as shaped. So what happens? We will see in the first stage there is lag phase. This is sigmoid graph. Okay, I'm mentioning here sigmoid graph because it is S shaped. If you see the shape of graph, it is like S. Okay, the first one is the lag phase. So here it is the initial phase with little or no growth. So this you can compare with meristematic phase. Okay, initial phase with little or no growth. So this phase you can see that initial phase, little or no growth. This phase is known as lag phase. Then we have log or exponential phase. Log phase or exponential phase. So here we will find that rapid increase in growth, maximum cell division and elongation will be in this phase. Rapid increase in growth. So if you have seen the seedling, so the seedling's initial growth starts when the growth starts. So it moves into lag phase. So it will grow very fast. Okay, just after germination, seedling grows very fast. Okay, so lag phase, and here the not lag phase, sorry, the exponential or log phase can be compared with elongation phase. Okay, so elongation phase in statistical terms is known as log phase. Meristematic phase in statistical terms is known as lag phase. So what happens here? Elongation. So this is the rapid increase. This is known as log phase. Then we have decelerating phase. So in decelerating phase, growth starts to slow down. Growth reduces or slows down. So this will be our decelerating phase. Okay, you can see the growth is slowing here. And then we have the stationary phase. So these two can be compared with the maturation phase because here the maturation has started and here we have reached maturity. Okay, so in here in stationary phase, growth stops because the cells have reached the maturity. So this phase is our stationary phase. Here the growth has stopped. So this is what sigmoid curve, sigmoid growth curve is, and this is the statistical representation of our different phases of graph. So remember both. Remember this phase also, meristematic, elongation and maturation phase, and remember lag phase, log phase, and decelerating and stationary phase also. Now, when you see the second part of the question, it is asking us about determinate and indeterminate types of growth. So first of all, we will take the determinate type of growth. So what is determinate growth? So here the plants or organs stop growing after reaching a certain size of maturity. Plant or organ stop growing after reaching certain stage of maturity. Okay. For example, here what happens when when reproductive phase comes. Okay, so here generally reproductive phase halts vegetative phase. So this is been seen here. So suppose once the plant has reached maturity or some organ has reached maturity, it will stop growing. There is a maximum limit of their sizes. So this is what determinate growth is, and this can be seen in wheat, rice, maize, tomato, sunflower. So you will see that after reaching certain height, the growth of rice stops. After reaching certain height, the growth of wheat stops. So this is what determinate growth. Next we have indeterminate. Indeterminate growth. So it is just the opposite of determinate growth. Here plant or organ continues to grow indefinitely. Plant or organ grows or continues to grow. So here you see that there is distinct reproductive and vegetative phase. Okay, because vegetative reproductive phase halts vegetative phase, but here both go simultaneously. So vegetative and reproductive phases overlap. You will generally find this in climbing plants. They keep on growing, keep on growing, keep on growing. You will find in perennials they also keep on growing. Okay, so generally you can mention this can be seen in agriculture. If you see, it can be seen in beans. It can be seen in various fruit trees such as mango, guava. They keep on growing for various years. Mango, guava. In cotton, semi varieties of cotton, pigeon pea. Also, these things are seen. Tomato, in tomato, some varieties also this thing is seen. But tomato, remove it. It's not 100% indiscriminate. After some time, it slows down. Okay. So pigeon pea, beans generally, remember all the climbers you can find here. Okay, generally they so indeterminate growth. So this was about the both types of growth. Now in the conclusion part, I hope you understand all the things. In the conclusion part, you can mention how understanding growth phases and types is essential for agriculture. Okay, for crop selection, for management, for productivity. It helps in predicting yield, maturity time. All these things can be done. All these things can be written in the conclusion. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. And if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.